welcome to another exciting episode of ZoeTv. And this week, my co-host, Kay Baker, has been pulled into meetings and she's running all over campus trying to get grant money for those auditorium chairs. So she's busy on the phone, working her magic, trying to get chairs for the auditorium. So I'm going to do this solo, but not really, because I have an amazing guest that we're going to get to that's going to co-host with me and also introduce and interview herself, which should be very interesting as she'll talk in the third person. Before I get to our lovely guest, I want to talk really quick about some amazing events that have taken place in the last couple weeks, some that are upcoming. We have had the luxury of bringing a lot of guests on campus to see what it's like to live here at Glencroft. And first off, thank you for everybody who's been a part of those events, talking to these potential residents. We are all in this together to try to fill this place back up. And we always love to put our best foot forward. And you guys have done such an incredible job when we have tours and the sales team is out of talking to those prospective residents, grabbing them, wanting to share your story. And it goes a long ways. And so I know all departments love it when peer-to-peer interaction occurs, and we just encourage that. If you see a tour happening, and don't be afraid to stop them and just say, this is why I love living here, because it does make a difference. So on another note, our universities are off and running. The Truth series that Joel in the Spiritual Pillar has been doing has been an incredible journey. We've had a lot of residents participating, a lot of them saying, wow, this is really complicated stuff. But that's what we wanted to bring to you guys in that education platform is really college level, seminary type education when it comes to looking at that spiritual pillar. And then we have obviously so many Bible studies on campus that is just a different lens to look at it. But we've had a lot of interaction between Joel and myself and Kay, and is this too advanced? And I think the answer is no. This is checking that box for really high level stuff. And we encourage you, even if you've missed the first two, to jump in on this 7-week series. We got amazing curriculum this semester, so if you have not signed up, please do so. We're getting a lot of 10 people signed up and then 25 come in the door, which is okay, but we like to have an idea going in as to how many are going to be in the room so our presenters can print material and be ready and kind of know what he or she's walking into. So if you've gotten your catalog, I brought one. It looks like this, bright blue. If you have this, it has an insert. You fill that insert out with the lectures you want to go to, and then our team registers you, gives you back the paperwork, takes a picture for you, however you want to remember. So that's enough on the university. We've got great stuff over the next couple weeks as we head into spring. And then the final note is our walking team challenge is going to be back kind of towards the end of March, the first day of spring. I want to say it's the 21st or something like that. We will start our next 6-week journey of our walking teams. We accrued over 6,000 miles collectively for our 5 teams, which is unheard of. I mean, that blew away our previous high record of miles accumulated around campus. And it was just an amazing event. It got super competitive at the end. And we were looking forward to the spring version of this. So teams are filling up. We got a lot of calls. So if you want to be placed on one, all you have to do is call the Performance Center and say, hey, put me on a team. You do your own pace. You don't have to walk with others. You just have to call in your miles or turn in your journal. So it's super easy. And with that, I'm going to talk about our next resident interaction, our guest, Judith Adams. Judith.
Hi, it's nice to be here today.
You're co-hosting, and we're going to interview Judith Adams. Okay?
All right.
So why don't we start with this? We all know Judith from her smile. Look at that smile. I mean, it is, you got the best smile on campus. Hands down. I mean, it's not even a close competition. Okay. And now, without the mask, we can see it. Because during COVID, I was so sad that your face was covered because we couldn't see that smile that is all over this campus. So first off, thank you for being here.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for gracing us with your smile.
Okay.
And let's just start because there's so many residents that have moved in that might not know your background. a lot do because you're all over this campus, but let's just give you a few minutes. Tell us your journey that brought you to Glencroft.
Okay, I moved to Arizona in '96, and I lived at Waymark Gardens, which is at 53rd and Butler, and nice little place. I was there for 8 years. And then I had put my application in here, and it was about 18 months. And then I got called.
Okay.
And I moved in here because they offer the assisted living that you need. When I was at Waymark, families were suddenly having to find people places to put their families because they couldn't live alone anymore. So I thought, well, I know Glencroft has their own, so that would give peace to my family so that they didn't have to do that. So that's one of the reasons.
That was the big draw.
That was the big draw.
Well,
yes.
And I think you were smart to think that way, because I think Glencroft is unique and special that we have that continuing care, that you might come in guns a-blazing and feeling great, but you have one incident and all of a sudden you need that care and you don't want to have to be uprooted and go to another place.
Exactly.
So to have it in your own environment, your own house, I think that was really a wise thought.
Yeah, and I really thought that was the best way to go at that particular time. And it's worked out fine. I've been fine since I've been here.
Yeah.
But it's good to know that it's there when you need it.
Peace of mind.
Yes, peace of mind. Yes.
Very good. Okay, so let's think back to right when you arrived on campus. What year was that?
Probably 2013. I'll be 10 years
wow,
10 years in July. Yes.
10 years in July. So you moved in the heat of the summer in 2013.
Yes, 113 the day I moved in.
Oh my goodness. Okay, and have you been in the same place since for 10 years? So where are you on campus?
Right now I'm in the towers. I'm at 101, which is right next to the dining room, which is
easy
a very
access.
good, yes, very easy access.
And you've been there this whole time?
No,
Where were you prior?
I was upstairs in the second floor on the south.
Okay.
And then we changed that to assisted living.
Right.
So we moved all of us out, and I was the one that got the 101, which is good. Nice, right there by the back door.
Yeah,
and
easy access.
Easy access.
Well,
yes.
that is good. That is good. So you do a lot on this campus, and let's talk about your volunteering, because you are very active. You are in the activities department at all times, I feel like, helping Ross and Tiffany. You are at all the functions. You're at everything and anything, and now you're really into the fitness side. Let's start with the activities. How did you choose that role from volunteering perspective? You've always had that love of volunteering, or how did that work?
I've always enjoyed being with people. I enjoy people. When I first moved here, the lady, and I'm sorry I forgot her name, was doing the volunteering. So I started at the tulip patch, probably within the first year I was here.
Okay.
So I worked the tulip patch for 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
And then there was an opening in the activities department, and I really wanted to do that because I like the activities.
Sure.
And so I've been in the activities department for probably 5, 6 years, I would imagine. A long time.
So what is your role within that department?
Basically, what I do is when we have like the big dinners or the theme weeks, and we have activities that you have to sign up for, I get them signed up and get their tickets and make sure that everybody has got their place, you know.
Okay, so you help keep them organized, selling tickets and registering everybody and getting everybody, making sure it is sold out at all times.
Sold out.
You help promote and sell.
Yes. And then I always usually try to help them, pick up afterwards.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
but it's fun. I love it. I love the people.
Yes.
So it's
Well, you're a people person.
yeah. And then the marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
I'm there 2 days a week.
Okay.
And that's always fun. So
Well, you get to interact.
you get to interact. I get to know some of the new people.
Yes.
And
sure.
so it's I really thoroughly enjoy it.
And you start learning the shopping habits of a lot of our residents.
Oh yes.
And the snacks that they eat.
Mhm.
Ice cream,
Yes.
candy.
Mhm.
You know what they
Yeah,
want.
and I usually try and remind them before they leave. Did you remember your ice cream?
You're supposed to let them forget that.
Yeah, I know.
Judith,
I know.
I get it. You're trying to raise that money for the GCA.
Yes,
I understand.
exactly.
You're hustling. You're hustling in there.
And I also, if it's okay to say,
Sure.
we have a little jar in the marketplace,
Okay.
and I take care of that. I roll up all the little money,
Okay.
and we keep a record of how much everybody volunteers, and we thank everybody for their
Yes.
volunteering, the donations that they make.
Sure.
So I do that usually twice a week.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
so we do pretty good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, how many volunteers do you have in the marketplace right now?
There is 4 of us.
Four of you.
Nancy
Uh-huh.
and Georgia.
Yep. Sure.
And
sure.
Mary Dorsey works on Wednesday.
Okay.
And I work Monday and Friday.
Okay.
So there's 4 of
Very good.
us.
And what are the
I'm
hours
sorry,
right now? What?
that's not Tom.
Tom Grody.
Tom also works there.
Yeah.
Yes.
He loves it over there.
Mhm.
Okay, so what are the hours so people know? Just so
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday
Okay.
from 9 to 1.
9 to 1.
Mhm.
Okay, and what would be the biggest selling item out of the marketplace right now?
Mm.
What is the number one thing you guys run out of more than anything else?
Probably milk and eggs.
Milk and the staples.
The staples, yes. Mm-hmm.
Now-
Yeah. Milk, eggs, and bread, I think, are probably,
Milk-
and bananas.
Bananas.
Bananas are probably the number 1 seller.
Really?
Yes. And then the eggs and
Okay.
and
All right.
yes.
Well, and I think we all have seen how inflation has rose.
yes.
They've rose the cost of
Mhm.
everything.
Mhm.
It's hard to get things cheap for you guys too, right?
True.
I mean, to
Yes,
get the
it
eggs
is.
affordable. I mean, we all deal with it, but have
Mhm.
you seen a hard time sourcing some of the stuff that usually you get
Yes, yeah, because we're having trouble getting them,
Mm.
and then when we do get them, the cost is a little much higher now
Sure.
than it used to be.
Yeah.
But we find now that this week the eggs have gone down a little
Oh.
bit, so that's
that's good.
nice.
We're going in the right direction
Right
then.
direction, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Mhm.
So you stay busy volunteering, and your schedule's pretty packed where you are
Mhm.
doing your volunteering activity center
Mhm.
and then over in the marketplace.
Mhm.
What else do you like to do with your day?
I do the poll on Tuesday,
Mhm.
and but I read. My favorite thing is to read.
What do you like to
Yes.
read?
Mine is mysteries. Yeah, I like mysteries. So I
Like
usually do.
what is that, John Grisham or those kind of like?
Yeah, James Patterson.
James Patterson.
And David Malducci. I think I never
Okay.
could pronounce his
Now let me
last
ask
name.
you, are you a speed reader? Do you read fast? How long does it take you to get through a pretty good sized book?
Pretty good sized book. It'll take me probably a week or so.
You can do a
'cause-
full big book in a week.
Yeah. Yeah. If it's really, really good, I've been known to stay up half the night.
So you just
and
read.
I read, yes.
You just get tired and then you put it down,
Yeah,
but you go till you're tired.
Yeah. Go to
my
I'm
gosh.
tired.
That's amazing. Can you do more than one book at a time? Can you keep them separated or do you have to stay with
No,
one?
I like to stay with one. I like to finish one before I
Eye on the
start.
prize. Stay
Yeah.
there. Okay.
Mhm, yes.
All right. I've talked to some residents that can navigate and juggle
Yes.
3 or 4 books at a time.
Mhm.
Very impressive.
Yeah,
But I'm
yes,
with
it
you.
is.
Hone in
Yeah,
on it.
Yeah, I like to enjoy what I'm reading and not get too confused with too many things going at one time.
Well-
I can multitask, but not not too well and not with my reading.
Yes. Now, I know a lot of residents out there like to read because we promote it. We want everything because it keeps your brain on.
Yes.
What would be the best book you've read in the last couple months? What would be your choice for our viewers? What do you think?
One of the ladies here has just given me a book, Anne Ware, I think. It's English. It's a young girl that has a fortune-telling booth in England.
Okay.
And then she finds that she has family and she's gone now to where they live. And the will has just been read and she has been left with this house, this mansion.
Whoa.
Yes, so that's as far as I've gotten. But
but it's good.
Excellent.
You're in.
Excellent.
What's the name of it?
Oh, what's the name of it?
Judith.
Oh, that's
You built it up and we don't know the name.
I don't know the name of it.
Now everybody's going to stop you. So you got to go home right after this. Write it down. Start passing out cards.
Yes.
This is what I was talking about.
Oh, shoot. Isn't that terrible?
Well, that's all right. You built it up. Now we're all just left wondering.
Yes.
All right, we'll figure that out.
Yes.
All right, so you talked about the pool, but I get to see you in the action in the water. And you are full of energy in there. You run circles literally around everybody. You love the water, though.
Oh, I do.
You feel good in there.
Yes, I really do feel good in the water.
And you got kind of a bum knee.
Yes.
So you kind of have that limitation, but the pool, talk to everybody about the pool because we try to explain how much of an asset it is on this campus. And we get oftentimes told it's too hard. I don't think I can get in and out of the water. Talk about because you've been at it now for a couple years with us.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk about your impact of the pool.
Okay, now I worried about that too, whether I could get in and out of the pool. But now I go down the steps very slowly, and once you're in the water, there is just nothing better. It's relaxing. It makes the exercise so much easier to do when you're in the water. And it's so fun. It is just so fun, and it's so good for you.
Yeah,
it really is. It's very good. It has made such a difference for me because my knees are better. I've got more stamina than I used to. Yes, so it's something that I recommend to everybody. I really do.
Well, I think you're a very good person to talk on it because you had that little bit of apprehension going in that I'm not sure if I can do it, and we had to take baby steps with you along the way. It wasn't day one, we expect an hour workout from you. It was, hey, let's work for 5 good minutes. And next week we're going to get 10 and we're going to build. In the last couple of years, we've gotten to where you are running that class. I mean, you are running circles around everybody. But it did take some time.
Yes, it did. Yeah, and you've got to go in with that kind of an attitude. I think that we start slow, and you guys are so good about starting you slow. You take what you need and you do it a little at a time to build yourself up.
Yes.
So that's very important.
Well, what we like to try to do is, it is a group setting.
Yes.
We might have 10, 13 people in there, and sometimes we'll have 5 or 6. So it always varies. But even though it's a group, everybody has different levels, and it's okay to jump in and out of exercises. We try to customize the routine based on what you need for your knee or someone's shoulder or their back or their hip. But I tell you, I get the luxury of being in the water with you and watching the improvements made in balance, working on the balance in the pool so that your body weight is, it's just a lot easier and we don't have to worry if you did fall and you're working on your balance in dry land. That's a hard thing to do. But in the water, we can do it and be so, try things with having that safety of the bar and having everything in place in this pool. In the water, temperature is always great. So that's never a fear.
Great. Never.
Never, right?
Never. You
always
have to remember that it's nice and warm.
Sometimes cold getting in and out. This time of year, it's a little chilly when you leave, but the water's great. The jacuzzi's great. I just look at someone like you that for a while, until what we're going to talk about next, has been the main source of your exercise.
Yes, it has been.
And that pool and that day was what you did, and you walked around on the other days. But now we've kind of used that as a jumping off point to try some new stuff.
Yes.
So let's talk about what your Fridays are looking like. What are you doing down in the Performance Center on Fridays?
Okay, on Friday I'm working with Mark, and we had a group. We had about 6 of us last Friday, and it was really fun. He's working on balance, and my thing is getting up and down out of a chair.
Yes.
And so he's working with us, and that's a good thing, to be able to have someone that can teach you how to get up and down off of a chair. The technique.
And then build your strength in that
and
technique.
Build their strength, yes. And then we have the balance bar that we work.
Yep.
And then there's a little fun thing on the floor that's got steps.
Yes.
And it's really fun because you have to cross your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's a tough one.
It
you
is a
have
tough
to
one.
really have to work on that
Yes.
one. But it's
I think the afternoon class that you're speaking of is available any day, 2 and 2:30 in the afternoons. You don't have to sign up in advance. So you just come in that Performance Center, and whether you have never done it or you've done it every week, there's always that starting point where we can take anybody, no matter what season of life you're in physically, and it's a great class dedicated to balance. But I've loved how you have now had a Tuesday session in the water, a Friday session in the gym, and then on Wednesdays we are working on the box on your knee.
On my knee.
So now we're 3 days a week.
Yes.
And all your volunteering, your navigating. Now that's a real movement-based wellness program where you're moving with, very proactive behaviors. So let's talk about the box, because we talked about your knee. We've been on that for a while. So the black box, we've talked about it a lot on the show, but it's our pain management electrical stem unit computer that just takes electricity, and we talk about it like your knee is a dead car battery, and we are trying to get circulation around that knee. So talk to people out there about your experience on the box.
It has been quite an adventure. When I first started, I just absolutely had no mobility in my right knee. I just couldn't hardly pick it up. But as we've gone with this treatment, I've got much more ability, movability to my knee. And the pain is much better. I don't have the pain now that I always had before. So it just is excellent. And to remind myself and everybody else, make sure you drink your water.
Judith, there you go. But that really is the caveat, right?
Yes.
Our big thing on that box, it's okay to sit there for 20 to 30 minutes with me, and I'm doing all the work, and you just sit there and relax. But then my job is done and your job begins, and that is to drink that water. Because what I'm doing with that computer is getting all those toxins and junk that is blocking circulation and bringing it out into that lymph system. And then when you drink that water, what happens?
It flushes it out.
Away. And that's when you get some of that relief. And you've done a great job, but that's why you're getting some benefits.
Yes.
You really have done a lot of good stuff with the water.
Yes, really love the water. I think I should have been a fish.
You should have been a fish. You drink it, you use it?
Yes.
Very good. Well, we got a couple minutes left. So Judith, tell me this. What else do you do in life, family-wise, outside that come visit? What other things do you surround yourself? You do so much for this campus and on campus, but do you get off campus? Does family come to you? How does that work?
There is just my sister and I, and she lives in a retirement community that's has association with I always forget the name of it. Pebble Creek.
Okay.
Pebble Creek. And she's there. So she's alone now. She lost her husband a couple of years ago. So we've gotten pretty close, and we do our weekend things.
Oh, very fun.
She works at the church that she goes to. She's a care minister.
Oh.
Yeah. So when
Is she older or younger than you?
She's 2 years younger than
Okay,
I am.
okay.
And so we get together and we have our girls' weekend.
Very
and
fun.
Believe it or not, the fun thing we do when we're together is we color.
Really?
The two of us have the app on our tablets,
Okay.
and we color a lot, the adult
Oh my
coloring.
gosh. How
and
cool
it's,
is that? Yeah.
And it's cool. It's really fun.
Ah.
And then we kind of reminisce about
yeah.
when we were younger.
Yeah.
And
Just a
we
good
used
time together.
Yeah, go out. Our favorite place is Chinese food, so we're always trying to find a new Chinese food.
Wow.
And then I usually spend the weekend, and then I have the opportunity to go to church with her on Sundays.
Okay.
Yeah.
Busy. You are a busy person.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And you love watching golf and you love watching football.
Yes.
So we connect on
Yeah.
both of those. You were happy with the Super Bowl.
Yes, I was happy with the Super Bowl. I liked both teams.
Yes. Okay.
But I was glad for Kansas City because he had never the coach had never won.
Okay.
So, and he's a great coach. So
Very cool.
I was glad for him.
And you love watching the golf.
Oh, I love the golf. Yes, every weekend. That's really what I do on Saturday and Sunday.
You just hone in and enjoy.
I just enjoy.
What is it about the golf you love so much?
I don't. I like the way that the game is played.
Ooh.
It's more like an individual game.
Yes.
To me, there's not the violence.
Okay, just peaceful, and you can watch each personality.
Yes, exactly.
Well, Judith, you're amazing.
Oh, thank you.
I appreciate you joining, co-hosting.
Okay.
We did this together,
Yes.
and everybody out there that wants to know what the name of this book is, come find
Yes,
it, and she'll know it by the time this airs.
Yes, I will absolutely know it by the time this is aired. I'm going home and look at it.
Thank you, Judith.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, take care.
Thank you, Steve.